Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to the FrostBytez gaming experience, part number 13 of the Pokemon Emerald walkthrough. First thing up that we're going to be talking about is what exactly is all the ash that we're getting in our suit sack actually used for. So I went around and I did a lot of collecting, about over 1,200 steps worth of collecting to get myself 3 items out of this guy. So first we get ourselves the blue flute. You can get yourself a blue flute, red flute, yellow flute, white flute, black flute, and then you can also get 2 pieces of furnishing. Okay, the blue one that we just got actually snaps a Pokemon out of being asleep, so it awakens them. Yellow flute, I believe, is the one that snaps them out of confusion, and then the red flute snaps them out of infatuation. If you get yourself the black and white flutes, it involves the encounter rate that you have in the wild. I believe it's the white flute increases it, I think, actually. I think the white flute, what it does is that it you get a 50% higher chance of running into wild Pokemon, whereas the black flute makes you 50% less likely to run it, or it's vice versa. It's one of those two. That's what those do. In order to get yourself the blue flute, you need 250 steps worth of ash. In order to get the red and yellow flute, you need 500 steps each. That's why I needed over 1,200 to get all 3 of them. And then if you want the black and white flutes, it is 500 steps worth of ash each. And again, you just walk through the grass area to collect that. And then 2 pieces of furniture that you can get, I think that they are for 2,000 each or something like that. It's rather expensive for them. It doesn't do anything. Now, I don't know why I went through here and stuff. I think a part of me forgot that, oh, this is who I'm supposed to talk to in order to get Dig. For some reason, I thought I had to go to the other one on the inside. I was like, oh, wait, no, this is the person I actually need to talk to. Again, the 2 pieces of furniture is only for your super secret hideout beast that you use secret power in order to get. Again, I haven't really shown that off because it's not really detrimental to when it comes to the game, and so I'm also not going to go on my way to collect a whole bunch of ash in order to get myself 2 pieces of furniture because I'm not going to use them. And again, for the encounter rates, I'm just going to keep using Repel to guarantee no encounter rates, as opposed to using the flute to have a 50% chance less of an encounter rate. Yes, one of them is technically free when you get the 500 ash pieces in the suit sack, and the other one I had to keep paying for. But again, one of them only lowers it by 50% when the other one guarantees I won't run into wild Pokemon unless they are levels higher than me. So and I'm not looking to increase my wild encounter rate because, you know, I'm trying to avoid encounters for this walkthrough. So again, the white and black flute don't really need to go out of our way for those, but the other 3 do come in handy. You know, everyone remembers the Poke Flute from Generation 1. A really good item because then you don't have to buy any more awakenings or anything. In these generations, you don't need any more of the berries to bring yourself awake. You can have them preset to your Pokemon, you know, so you can save yourself a turn. But aside from that, you know, I don't have to buy any more awakenings anymore or anything like that because I've already got a flute that can consistently be used. It's not a one-use item. You can use these as many times as you want. So basically, I basically made sure that I guarantee I will not suffer more than 1 turn of being fallen asleep. I won't suffer more than 1 turn of confusion, and I won't suffer more than 1 turn of infatuation. I don't remember Attract being that prevalent of an item in Generation number 3. Attract was mostly, you know, the end-all be-all move that Whitney would use in Generation 2. That would pretty much guarantee if you did beat her or not, unless you did have a fighting type to take care of her easily. But, you know, Attraction was always or if you had a female Pokemon on your team. But Attraction was always a Gen 2 type of move, in my opinion, or at least that's where people most know the move, Attract. And again, this also goes with the fact that, you know, I haven't played Gen 4. I didn't see it in Gen 5, and I haven't played Gen 6 or Gen 7. Maybe there's another Pokemon or gym leader or someone that also uses Attract that's more well known for. But to me, it was always Whitney's Milk Tank had Attract. And, you know, if my Pokemon went at least 2 turns without attacking, that probably meant that I would end up losing. So because of that, you know, that's what we know it based off of. So having the one that breaks out of infatuation, you know, it's just kind of one of those, hey, you never know. Maybe a Pokemon just pops out and is like, hey, I'm going to attract you. And it's like, well, now I have a means to actually deal with that. So it makes it a lot easier. Anyway, so we are now heading ourselves, we are already into route number 114 with a much wider variety of Pokemon that we can actually run into as opposed to route number 113. And let's go ahead and use this time up to go ahead and go through all of that. So in the Sapphire and Emerald version, you have a 30% chance to run to a Lotad, 10% chance for a Lombre in the Sapphire version with a 20% chance for a Lombre in the Emerald version, 30% chance in the Ruby version you can run to a Seedot with a 10% chance it's a Nuzleaf in the Ruby version, and a 1% chance for a Nuzleaf in the Emerald version, 1% chance for a Surskit in the Ruby and Sapphire version, 40% chance for a Swablu in all three versions, 19% chance for a Zangoose in the Ruby version, 19% chance for a Seviper in the Sapphire version, and a 9% chance for a Seviper in the Emerald version. Using Rock Smash, you have a 100% chance that it's going to be a Geodude, and once you learn yourself surfing, you have a 1% chance to run into a Goldeen in the Emerald version, with a 1% chance it's going to be a Surskit in the Ruby Sapphire version, and a 99% chance for a Marill in all three versions. When you are fishing, you have yourself a 30% chance for a Goldeen with a 70% chance as a Magikarp with the Old Rog, 20% chance for a Goldeen, 60% chance for a Magikarp, and 20% chance for a Barbochan with the Good Rod, and 100% chance for a Barboach with the Super Rod. And in route number 114, you do have the Swarm ability in the Ruby and Sapphire version. The 1% ups to a 50% chance with the Surskit, and then in the Emerald version, the 50% chance ups from 1% for the Nuzleaf. And that is what you can run into in the entirety of route number 114. A lot more variety to pick from when it comes to route number 114. This is where you actually can start, you know, really diversifying what you can have on your team. Now, you could have already picked yourself up a Lotad or a Seedot in the beginning if you really wanted those Pokemon from the get-go. Seviper, our first kind of like poison-looking Pokemon, really. I think it's a pure poison, if I'm not mistaken, which was kind of sad. To me, Seviper kind of looked like it could be a really good poison dark type Pokemon. I don't know why they went on their way to make it a pure poison type, but you know what? That's not for me to decide, I guess. I don't know, but I've always thought Seviper would be a little bit better, obviously. But his style look, to me, screams that he should be a poison dark type Pokemon. And maybe he originally was and was considered to be too strong, so make it just pure poison. Not exactly sure, but hey, maybe someday they'll give Seviper some kind of evolution that makes him a poison dark type. Who knows? But the biggest one that you can get out of here is a Swablu. Okay, Swablu is actually your first look at getting a, I believe, because it is a flying dragon. Well, at first it's just a flying type, but once you evolve it, you get yourself a flying dragon type in Altaria. And so basically this is your first look at, oh, we can get ourselves a dragon type already. It just, you know, takes a while to get it to that point, really. But, you know, again, it kind of diversifies a bit. And in the Ruby version, you can also run into a Zangoose, which is your bare basic, I'm a normal with no evolution type, fear me, question mark, I guess. And that's really about it. So, you know, again, looking to have a little bit bigger pool. Not what I'm exactly looking for, though. I did read a comment earlier stating, hey, is all your Pokemon going to be late game Pokemon? No, not all of it. In fact, actually, later on, we are going to be grabbing ourselves a brand new partner. Nothing spoiler, I guess, because, you know, it's probably going to be in the title that, hey, we actually had a new member to the team. Yeah, at the end of this video, we actually are going to be finally adding somebody onto the team, you know, and we'll see. Maybe it is going to be a Swablu. Maybe I do want that Altaria on my team. Who exactly knows? Other than me. But you guys will see exactly what it is. The goal wasn't to have like a full all late game team. The problem was, again, I like to have diversity within my team as best as possible. But at the same time, I kind of want members that I want on the team. And some of them do kind of fall into the late game, kind of. I did decide to make a switch on this episode. I decided to switch out what I was originally going to pick for my team and switch it up with what I'm eventually actually going to get. So the Pokemon that I'm getting at the end of this video, I didn't originally plan to have on the team until I realized how late game my team actually was, even before I got the comment. You know, I was sitting the point where I'm like, ugh, you know, we're on part number 13. I still have the same 2 Pokemon. The next Pokemon I'm looking to get, I might not even get it for about another 3 to 4 episodes. You know, maybe I do need to pick up something just to make it a little bit more interesting and not just the Combuskin Sableye, you know, hour or something like that. And, you know, eventually I ran into a Pokemon where I'm like, oh, actually, you know what? I could put this on my team. You know, where originally I probably would have been like, yeah, you know, not exactly my type, not exactly what I aim for. But, you know, the more I thought about it, the more I was like, you know what? This actually is decent to put on my team. You know, I looked at the move list and I'm like, a little bit weak, but, you know, it has these moves and this is coming up, so I can utilize these with this. And, yeah, and again, for me also, it's like, you know what? Like, I do want certain Pokemon on my team, but even I need to break out of my own... You know, I gotta step out of my own box. You know, I gotta be willing to try out Pokemon that I normally wouldn't try out, because that's kind of half of the fun when doing this. You know, is I'm not sticking to just what I know. I'm also going on my way to add in things that I normally would not add beforehand. So really, I'm just like, okay, let's go ahead and add this to the team, and I'll make my decisions then. And if it doesn't work out, well, then it doesn't work out. And then the whole entirety of YouTube, or at least that's what, you know, whatever part of YouTube wants to watch me doing this, will then see me make a big fool of myself. Because then it's like, yep, nope, I decided to go with this and actually ended up not working out. But you know what? That's, again, half of the fun with it, really. But I do have certain, you know, Pokemon that I do enjoy having on the team. And again, when I'm trying to, like, build around, you know, just having a lot of coverage all over... It does make it so that, you know, eventually you will have to wait till the late game to get certain Pokemon. Now, there is going to be a point, you know, it's not late in the game, but there is going to be a point where I'm going to end up getting a lot of Pokemon in one sitting. But, you know, until then, yeah, it is going to be a bit of a slow grind. A lot of people know what one of them is, and that's going to be not extremely late game, but relative late game, basically. Excuse me. And now we wait to make sure that you're always going to see me do that. If I know how to time it perfectly, you're always going to see me wait to try and get both of them at the same time. Because again, it just makes it go by faster for me. But yeah, no, again, yeah, some of them are late game, later than I anticipated. Because again, my memory of Gen 3 isn't as good as it is with Gens 1 and Gens 2. Because again, those were my childhood games, and Gen 3 I didn't play till about late high school or so. And by then, you know, I think black and white was already a thing. Not black and white too, just basic black and white. Or was it? Maybe we were just getting platinum around that time. Because... Is that right? God, I don't even remember. Anyways, it doesn't really matter what I do and don't remember, because at the end of the day, Gen 3 I don't have the biggest memory of, and I do find myself getting lost every now and then. I'm like, okay, where exactly am I supposed to go next? Which is a good thing, because then you add in the exploration side, you know, which is, you know, something that Pokemon in a lot of cases should be about. You know, it's about the adventure and the exploring and all of that. It isn't just like, you know, it's not a one giant hallway where it's like, fight this trainer, heal there, now fight this, you know, gym leader till you hit the very end. You know, there is exploration within it. And so the fact that I can get a little bit lost in Gen 3 is actually a good thing, because then I'm trying to explore and try to find, okay, where exactly do I go next? That's not good for a walkthrough, which is why I do my test plays, to make sure that I do know exactly where it is that I'm going and what I'm doing and all that. And also because I try and make these as about 15 minutes as best as possible. And you gotta do the test play to see how far you need to go before you hit about 15 minutes, or if what you're doing is going beyond 15 minutes. And sometimes that does happen. Whatever. Can't really do much about it. Just gotta roll with the punches, I guess, in some cases. But fact of the matter is, the exploration side of Gen 3, really good. Because you do hit that point when you hit Mauville City, where it's like, you can't really... You can go just about... You can head to the west, the east, or the north, or go back down south. You know, there's a lot of different directions you can go to. Now, yes, there are some things that can stop you, obviously, you know. You try and go to the north. Oh, there's some rocks here. I can't use Rock Smash yet because I got to defeat the gym leader, okay? But even after you do that, you can head up north if you wish, or you can head to the east and then connect between those two cities if you want to. You can, not the east, the west, anyways. You can head to the east, realize, okay, I can't do anything because I don't have Surf just yet, but I just went against a whole bunch of trainers, so I got even more experience under my belt. And even if you head up north, it's like, okay, well, now I can go over here. I can head to this one mountain. I can go to this desert area. Oh, I can't because I need the goggles. Once I do get those goggles, I can go ahead and backtrack over to here. And the world of the Hoenn region is relatively, like, I'm not going to say big, but I mean, it's more like spread out to where it's like you find yourself in one area and then suddenly you can go into many different areas based off of that. And that's really cool to me. You know, some of that, you know, with Gen 1... Yeah, you could do the same in Gen 1, but it was kind of like a linear path. You can only go here. There's Snorlax here. You gotta go here in order to get this, okay? Then you gotta take out the Snorlax here. And then you can be, okay, man, I can take one of two ways, but, you know, it was more linear. And then Gen 2 especially was very linear until you hit a certain point where you could go against 3 gym leaders in any order that you wanted to. But in some cases, like, okay, well, you got to go here to do this, so you might as well do the gym leader here, and then you got to go here to do this, and then this is blocked off, you know. And again, Gen 3 the same way, but Gen 3 always, to me, felt and a lot of it could be because I don't know it as well as Gen 2, but I always felt a little bit bigger as far as the scale of, oh, you know, you can get lost here and not exactly know where to go, but that's half the fun of it. You know, maybe I'm the only one that feels that way. I'm not exactly sure. But let's end off the video on a strong note. After multiple failed attempts of running into the exact Pokemon I needed into, welcome to the new part of our team, Solrock. Solrock, I actually did not anticipate having on the team because it goes against what most of you guys are probably saying right now. Will, you hate rock types. You think that they're completely useless. Their attacks do not have a 100% chance of hitting, so why would you want to get them? Well, again, I kind of want to diversify a little bit and, you know, step out of my box. And I figured, you know what? I need a Psychic type. The Psychic type I was originally going to get was going to be way late game. So instead of waiting that long and try and add on another member to the team right now, let's go ahead and get a Psychic type right now. Because when I ran into it during my test play, I was like, oh yeah, Solrock is a Psychic type. But it is also part rock, but I do need a Psychic type. I don't want to wait till late game to get my Psychic type because I know I got a couple more episodes before I get the next Pokemon I'm thinking of anyways. Let's go ahead and add him on the team, and you know what? The next gym we're going against actually is a fire type gym, so we can actually utilize the rock abilities, even though I know for my luck, I'm going to miss every single walk throw, rock toss, rock whatever, rock slide, whatever rock move it's going to be. I guarantee I am going to miss it because that's just the horrible luck that I have when it comes to stuff like this. But you know what? Hey, let's go ahead and give it a try, see what we can do. Welcome on the team, Solrock. Enjoy the rest of your evenings, ladies and gentlemen. We'll catch you all on the next part. See you then.